Okay, so I'm going to explain how to do these 3 worksheets. So the first one I'm going to explain is the angle relationships one. It looks like this. It's the angle relationships maze. So the first one is 80 and x. So you have to determine on this one if the angles are congruent, supplementary, or complementary, which means they add to 90 degrees. So here, these are vertical angles. So we know that 80 is the same as x. So since it's x, then you would shade in 80, which means that you're going to the next one. And your goal is to get to the finish, which is over here. So you're finding if these are, you're just finding the angle measures of x. Okay, so some of them are supplementary, like here. You see the x and 120, they form a line. So you would do 120 plus x equals 180. And then all you would do is subtract 120. So x equals 60. So then you look back at the maze and you say, oh, okay, so the arrow going down is 60. So then you go down to the next one. If it looks like this, then these are complementary. So that means that they add to 90 degrees. So you would do 64 plus x equals 90. Then you subtract 64. So then you would know x equals 26. So that's how you do this one. The other one is the parallel lines maze. It looks like this. So here you have to use your booklet to determine what type of angles these are. So you start where it says start. And here you have alternate interior angles, which are congruent. So if this is 80, then the other one is 80 and you shade this way. Then you look at these and you say, okay, so this is 110. And you have to say if x is congruent, which means it would be 110, or if they're supplementary, which means it would be 70. So in this case, it would be 70. So then you go down to this one. These are vertical angles, which are congruent. So you go to 120 and then so on from there. And you're trying to get to the finish, which is right there in the bottom right corner. Okay. And then the last one is the similar figures maze. So this is dealing with dilated triangles. So they're triangles of different sizes. And here we have our 2 triangles, and this little squiggle means that these are similar. So all of the sides are proportional to the other triangle. So here we're trying to find x, which is AB. So we're going to pick x, and x is corresponding to 16 because those are in the same spot on the triangle. So you do x divided by 16, and that's equal to another fraction. So we'll either pick the longest side, which is 24 and 36, or you'll pick 18 and 12. So x is on this triangle, so you want to pick a side on that triangle. So I'm going to pick the longest side, so that would be 36. And then that's divided by 24 because that's the corresponding side on the other triangle. And then to solve this, this is just a proportion. So then you would cross multiply. So you have 24x equals 36 times 16. So you have 24x equals 576. And then you divide by 24 on both sides. So then you get x equals 24. So then if we look back at the maze, right there, you can see that if you go to the right, it's 28. If you go down, it's 24. So you would shade down and then you solve the next one. And you have to make sure that you're using corresponding sides. So here we have side LJ, and that would be corresponding to side AB. And then you pick one of the other sides that are corresponding. Okay, so that's how you do those mazes. And these are due next time. And that's everything.